showed that I can throw the ball at every level. You know, I think at the end of the day, I feel like my leadership, my intelligence, and my arm strength. You know, I believe in myself, man. It's not a knock to any of the other quarterbacks, but you know, I think I'm the best. You know, I feel like if you don't believe you're the best to come out this year, then why am I doing this thing, man? I'm confident. I believe I have what it takes to be a QB1 in the NFL, and you know, whatever franchise takes me is not going to.
Well, for whatever's next, how much more prepared are you this year than you were a year ago?
A ton. Like this extra year, especially coming to a place like this, like I looked at it, my ultimate goal was to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And I felt like if I wanted to go somewhere, you know, I needed to take a step in a pro direction. Coming here to Ohio State, I looked at it as like a pro step. And being here this year, you know, nothing but amazing things. Like, the best decision I ever made was coming to Ohio State. And I got so much out of it. I feel like I'm so much more prepared now than I ever was, you know. And just because of the people here, the development I got, and playing against the defense, with our offense, like everything. Everything was great.
Do you feel the pressure, intensity of a day? I mean, you're laid back in terms of the same time. The stakes are great.
Yeah, it is, but you know, we've played in some pretty high stakes environments, so I was going to say, like, this is nothing compared to what we've done and what we've been able to do. So you know, it's supposed to be pressurized, but that's why I told them to throw that music up and let's have fun with this thing.
Is that exactly what you had in mind? I mean, do you feel great about what you just did?
I do. I feel great, man. You know, I think that. Hi, Mom. That's my mom back there. I feel great about what we just did. We put a lot of work into this thing. You know, these guys, we've been working on it since I've been back in town. We've been working on it the last 4 or 5 days, and you know, for Carnell and Bi and D-Rod to come out here and do what they did, you know, I love those guys. I appreciate them. You know, obviously JJ wasn't able to be out here. You know, I wish I could bring them all out here. You know, it was fun. It was a great day.
Well, what was the point you wanted to make today more than anything, or question you wanted to answer for these guys?
You know, I want to prove that I'm the best quarterback in this draft, and that's what I want to prove every single day. And you know, I think you know, I showed that I can throw the ball at every level. You know, I can push the ball down the field. I can put it with some pace on these out routes, on these short routes. I can be accurate. You know, I think you know, my accuracy is one of my best attributes, and then obviously like my leadership. You know, I have a smile on my face and having fun. And, you know, I think there's no moment that's too big for me. I think I was able to put everything on display here, and I'm happy about how it went, and hopefully everyone else agrees.
Well, this is the last time that you're all going to field together. What was that?
It's crazy, man. It's, you know, obviously thought about it. You know, the last time at Pads was the national championship. We knew that, but the fact that we got one more, you know, it was like a little +1. It was nice, man. It's so good to be back here with the guys, and I'll be back here for a little while to spend some time with these guys, man. You know, for all my private workouts and visits and stuff, this will be my home base, so I'll be around for a little bit.
A year ago, you sat over there talking to us about the work you need to do to continue with that. How much have you done what you thought you were doing at that point?
It's kind of, I mean, you want to set out goals and stuff for yourself to achieve, but you know, kind of sitting back and seeing what we were able to do this past year, like, it is surreal, man. It's cool to kind of see the fruits of your labor, you know, kind of coming to fruition, and I think it was just an amazing year, man, and you know, I got to give a lot of credit to a lot of people that developed me, and you know, obviously I put the work in at the end of the day, and we did as a team, man. It was a hell of a year.
Well, what was it like to walk in here and see the banners on the wall and the pictures?
That's pretty dope, man. Like, seeing myself on these banners and on these walls, like, you know, when I first got here, you know, I'm walking through and seeing legends on the walls, and now, you know, I'm one of those guys on the walls. It's surreal, man. It's cool. It's what we work for. We talked about we wanted to be remembered, and we left our legacy. So that one over there and these ones over here are pretty damn cool.
When you look,
Who did you work with on the script?
Jake Heaps is his name. That's him over there. He's my quarterback guy. So he's Russell's quarterback guy, and my agent put me with him. It was one-on-one, and he did a ton of good work with me. He's an awesome dude. He runs the Elite 11. That's kind of his thing. And, he does a ton of good stuff. He's worked with a ton of NFL teams, and he knows what it takes to be a dude in the NFL.
when you look up at those banners, what are the biggest memories, biggest things that rush back into your mind?
Man, I think
Combine, have you met with him here, and how have those meetings gone?
yeah, it's been really good, man. I spent some time with him yesterday, and Coach Tomlin, Coach Smith, and it's really good. I really like those guys. And it's close to home for me. It's close to here. There's a lot of things to like about it. But I mean, you never know. Yeah, anything can happen, but it's definitely a great spot. They all are. You guys good?
Yep.